Hello internet friends, Snapyet here. Welcome to this second video in my short series on the Gatecrasher mission in XCOM 2 and the various heroes that you're assigned at the start of the game. In the first video we looked at the Reaper, a very stealthy, methodical, thoughtful approach to the first mission, and in this one we're looking at the Skirmisher, which I think benefits from a slightly more aggressive style of play for the first mission, but the underlying principles remain the same, so I am going to avoid repeating myself. So if you haven't watched the Reaper video and the approach to the first mission there, watch that first. But the Skirmisher, let's see what he's got at his disposal. So the first thing is his grapple. That's not going to help us very much, grappling to the end of the awning there, but if we were down on the ground we could easily grapple up to the top here. Can be used in certain circumstances to move horizontally as well across a rooftop, but it's a movement skill and it just allows us to get out of tricky situations very easily, move to a height advantage if we need it, which is a big help on Gatecrasher. You want to have that height advantage if you can. The other good thing that he can do with his bullpup, it's not a hugely damaging weapon, not as damaging I don't think as the Reaper's vector rifle early on, but he can fire twice with it, which is very handy on this mission. And his final move is Justice. He can use his grapple to pull an enemy towards him and do a guaranteed 4 damage. So that's a kill on a trooper. He could pull an officer towards him, slash him with his ripjack, and then shoot him in the face. Which would be nice if we could do it. So let's have a look at the map. Could already see one trooper there. Don't know whether he's in the officers pack or the pack with just basic troopers. He could also be connected to the sectoid that is wandering around on the map. Again, covered all this in the first video, so have a watch of that. But there are 3 packs. Okay, so let's start scouting forward. I'm going to use a rookie to scout forward. We could use a skirmisher, but I like to keep his moves as far as possible.
We've dealt with. They're disciplined and well equipped, but their obedience makes them predictable.
Not a great start, because we can see 2 groups of enemies here. I think the officer is going to be close by here, so everyone's clustered up together. So if we went up in this direction, we could kind of isolate the sectoid. I think it's going to be easiest to isolate the sectoid and the trooper. So that's what I'm going to try and do. Try and get everyone so that they can all kind of see him.
I move.
Oop. Misclicks are always a thing. I think with it being a tutorial, we'd have to start again if I did a misclick though, because that's not helpful in terms of teaching things. Well, learn this lesson, don't be an idiot. It's fairly straightforward. We're not going to attack this turn, we'll just see what they do. So I'll leave him there. They might stay there. Ideally, they just stay there and these move, but we'll see if that happens. Just overwatch and watch what they do. Not ideal. They're going to all cluster together, so we got 5 enemies, and that's the last thing we want to do. We're going to be isolating pods of enemies. So that's helpful. The sectoid has moved out of range, so no one can see the sectoid now. And we can switch to taking out these troopers instead. It's fine by me. We could justice one of these guys. It's a 100% chance because of the height advantage we've got, and he's exposed, he's out in the open. So we pull him towards us, kill him, we do 4 damage with the ripjack, and maybe put the other guys on overwatch. See if we can kill the other troopers as they are activated. Probably the best bet. The Skirmisher would have 1 attack remaining after he's used the ripjack as well. He could shoot or throw a grenade. She can see 2 people. The thing is, if we open with her, she might miss. Then they all run into cover, and we could still justice with the Skirmisher, but it wouldn't be a guaranteed grab because they'd have run into cover. So if we want to guarantee that 100% chance to grab them, I think that's the case, but we can't risk it because we're on Iron Man. So let's just do this overwatch trap. See how many we can take out. This might not work. If we get really unlucky with our Overwatch shots and they get lucky with theirs, this mission could go badly, very bad, very quickly. So let's see what happens. It's always, the camera always goes slightly stupid. Run towards me, please. At least it's a hit. It's not a kill. Well, that's good. That's good. One left. Good. That couldn't have gone any better. You saw how important the justice was there to making all of that work. And it has a 5-turn cooldown. We're not on a timer. We need every advantage we can get on Gatecrasher, so we're going to sit here in cover, reloading and overwatching until we get the justice back. The cooldown is off on that. It doesn't take very long, and we might even get some cheeky overwatch if something runs towards us. Okay, justice is back. Probably going to scout forward with this guy and try and trigger whatever is over in this direction. Try to avoid triggering the officer. Go to here, please.
On my way.
We just want a sectoid in view. It's kind of aggressive, but not overly aggressive. You know, you've got to attack, you've got to trust to Overwatch, but then don't run forward. Take things carefully still. At the point at which we get to over here, we're starting to get to the stage where they might be out of sightline to benefit from the height advantage. So ideally, we see them this turn. I think they're just going to mess around at the back of the map. As we saw in the last mission, we're going to send him forward as a scout, but it's not always a good idea because if the sectoid can see him, he just mind controls him. Just want to try again, just a little move forward, see if we can trigger it here rather than moving any further forward. No, it's not going to work. So we'll have to get a little bit risky here. Let's do an Overwatch trap. Height advantage. Skirmisher is good at height. Let's see what happens. I think I'm going to go there, you know? Or there. Should I go there or there? There or there? There or there? Let's go... Well, I'm really worried about going there. But I think I need to. Okay. Yeah, really hiding at the back of the map. Might have to come all the way around here. He is so far away now. It's just a massive worry. But we do know that we can move forward.
Closing on target position now.
Into this other cover. We can gold move because he's path found for us. Looks like we're going to have to sacrifice the height and take the sectoid on ground level.
Yes, Commander.
It never seems to work very well for me if I move this scout too far forward and try to bait them back towards the rooftop. It just seems to go pear-shaped if I start doing things like that.
I will not waver. Monto la guardia. Explorando. Me ha parecido oír algo.
Okay.
Ajustando tiro.
We saw a little glimmer of the officer's pack of enemies there behind the statue. Good to know. This might be good. Can you see him? You can. So we could go back up here and maybe get some... do the Overwatch trap. I think we're going to try it. So this is a good example of the Skirmisher's mobility. As you can see, he's a little bit too far away to run back up to the roof, but he can grapple up there. And the grapple is a free move, so he's still got 2 moves. We're not going to use the 2 moves probably, but it's good to know. It's a free move. So just good for repositioning if you're out of range. We could get behind here, maybe take an Overwatch shot from heavy cover, and then in order to bait them forward, I don't want to go here because this trooper is going to come to here and flank us. So I think we have to go here and then hunker down. I think the sectoid is unlikely to try to flank. He'll try to come more straight towards us. So let's hope this works. Could just take a little bit of... we're looking to take a little bit of health off that sectoid as he runs in. Didn't get super lucky there with the... That's good. I'll take panic over mind control any day. So we could remove this guy's Overwatch and potentially kill him with a grenade. There's no point trying to shoot him out of heavy cover. 28. Absolutely no point at all. Rather than... it won't trigger Overwatch if we step there. If we throw a grenade. That would remove his cover. Then we could come down here with these guys and try and take some shots at the sectoid from flank. The Skirmisher's grapple and ripjack attack, Justice, doesn't work on anything other than Advent troopers, I believe. I'm trying to think of some of the aliens. Yeah, it doesn't work on sectoids. No, there's nothing it works on, so it's just the Advent humans style guys that you can use Justice on. So that's not going to help us here. Let's remove the sectoid's cover and try to get rid of him as a threat. I don't want to step to the edge of the pillar there in case I trigger the officers group. Okay, so you have a 40. Where can you get to? You could get to heavy cover. We've got to take these flanks while we can. Just need one to hit, really. Never great. Can you... you can't reach him. That was wishful thinking, but, you know, you never know. It's good. Great. Okay. That's probably not a good idea because we'll trigger Overwatch. But I do want to try and get our Skirmisher into range to do something, because he can get up there, then he can pull that guy out of cover with his ripjack. We just got to trust to luck here. He's not going to get a hit with Overwatch while he's disorientated. He might run away though, that guy. Ooh. Oh, that's why we bring a Skirmisher. Fantastic. A great demonstration of his awesomeness. Okay, so we got one... have we got one pack to deal with? And I think I'm going to be a little bit of cautious here and move forward across the map. We know where the officer and his lackeys are, so we're going to move across the map to this rooftop and try and get some height advantage on them. There's no way we're going to bait them all the way across here to this roof or this roof. So we've got to go up here along the roof and then pop out over there. We'll see if we can get across without triggering the officer. Don't like that. Let's... you can... I don't... think everyone knows about this. You hold down control and you can specify how they move. I didn't want him to go around that side of the potted plant, so you can specify that. So hold down control and left click and you can pick precisely which tile they move to along their path. It's always a little bit laborious doing this kind of thing, but height advantage is so important that I think it's worth the risk, worth the time to do it. Sometimes if you've done this mission a few times and you're like, I can't be bothered, I'll just trust to luck. We're making a video about how to do things correctly. We've got to do them correctly, haven't we? Just staying with the blue moves. We could probably get away with some yellows here, but one wrong yellow move and then it all goes to hell. This could trigger them if we see them through the window.
Moving the designated coordinates.
We always end up in a line, ducking down under the window. It just seems to always happen, Captain, on these missions. Well, if it helps you to survive, use all the windows. Duck under as many windows as you want.
Heading there now.
A confident approach.
That's what it takes, a confident approach, but not a stupid approach. I'm just going to move all these guys with... Ooh, there we go.
The Advent officers seem more capable than the grunts. We're not sure whether to chalk it up to training or...
They were really close, weren't they? So he's in a kind of useless position there, really. What we might do here is just wait for them to come to us. I need eyes on them, so I'm going to drop her down and see what we can see. Okay, we can see two of them. Nothing in range. They're going to come up onto the roof. I'm pretty sure of it. We could try and flank here, go around the side with these two. That might be the best bet. Let's try and bring these guys around the side. We're giving up height advantage, but we can get it back. We can get it back with the skirmisher pretty quick. Can scoot back onto the roof if we need to. Bring this guy down with him. So I think we go there. She can go into out of sight. You get into cover, dude. Let's see what happens. Stealth. Stealthy gameplay. Let's try and reveal them with the guy who hasn't got a grenade. Where on earth have they gone? Where have they gone? Oh, this is insane. Where have they gone?
I will go.
I'm confused. I got to go back up here, see if they come up top. Oh my god. Oh, dude. She is going to get so much XP. That's just a little bit of a gift. You know, sometimes fortune smiles on you. So there's a good chance that we know that's a definite kill on the two troopers. And we'll see what the fall damage does on the officer.
Boom!
Exactly. Precisely. But sometimes they get fortune smiles on you. I can't remember something like that happening on Gatecrasher for quite a while. When it happens, you feel like, wow, that was amazing. I would have liked to show off more of the skirmisher's skills. As an example here, if everyone was out of position, we could have done that with the skirmisher. In fact, I should have done that, really, since this is a skirmisher, highlighting the skirmisher mission. Grapple up here, throw the grenade with him. a nice little example, but yeah, you could do that. We got to see the Ripjack pulling an enemy out of position to start a fight. That's always good. Didn't get an opportunity to show him shooting twice, shooting then throwing a grenade. But yeah, you have all those different options with the Skirmisher, so he's versatile. But probably I would say the most difficult if you get him as your hero on Gatecrasher, even though he does have those unique movement skills and so on. Okay, so I hope that was a valuable look at the mission for you. We have one more hero to look at, the Templar, and although I mentioned at the beginning of this video, a bit more aggressive with the Skirmisher, I think what I actually meant was it's a little bit more risky with the Skirmisher. In terms of aggression, the Templar is really the person that is going to be the right one for that, because you're running right up into the face of the enemy and hitting them at melee range using psionic abilities and so on. So join me for that video. Thank you for watching this one. I've been Napyet. I'll see you in the next vid.